Well, good Sunday morning. It is Sunday, July 12th. And I think it's the 12th. Yes, it's the 12th. And it is a wet morning. It was raining earlier this morning. It has let up. And I looked at the radar and there's some more showers headed this way. So looks like an unsettled day. Still, it's very humid though. There's a front coming through. And this time of year they take their good old sweet time. We used to call it the graveyard of fronts into coastal Virginia, North and South Carolina. They'd head south and then get stuck. And then either dissipate or come back north as dew point fronts. So the humidity and dew point will probably go down early this week and then come back again by the middle and end of the week. But we do get some rain. Not a lot, it looks like. I mean, there's no puddles or anything that are of significance. So just a wettening of the ground. Dogs are out this morning. It's a little later than normal or usual. I wasn't sure the rain was over yet. My wife and I didn't get out of town yesterday. Both of us weren't feeling well. So we decided to stay home. She had been not feeling well for a couple days. Yesterday morning I started, getting ready to go somewhere, and then it just didn't feel right. So we decided to stay home. I see the squirrels are out. Neller sees them. He'll never catch them though, as usual. But anyway, weather still looks a little bit unsettled today into tomorrow, and then a break a little bit, and then hot weather at the end of the week. So it's the way it goes at this time of year. Not really fast changes or really significant changes usually, as we're in the doldrums of summer. So, but we go on. The soccer is now complete as far as semifinalists go. England managed to win and beat Norway, and then Argentina last night beat Switzerland. So the 4 teams are ready. 3 of them are from Europe and South America, Argentina. And those games, 2 games will be played this week, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, or something like that. First game will be France and Spain. Second one will be Argentina and England. And the championship will be next weekend. I think it's in New Jersey, I think. So, winding it down. It's been a fun month of watching soccer. World Cup is always a fun thing to watch. Fans really get into it, support their countries. So, let's see what type of spectacle that becomes as we go forward with the title on the line coming up next weekend. And let's see, in baseball, I'm trying to remember, did the Phillies win yesterday? I'm not sure. I didn't really keep track of what the Orioles and Phillies were doing. So I'm not sure how they ended up. But I know today is the last game before the All-Star break. The Home Run Derby is on Monday evening. I think Harper and Schwarber are participating. I don't know if there's any Orioles participating or not. The All-Star game is on Tuesday. I think there's 6 Phillies. I think there's 1 Oriole. I think it's Rutschman, which kind of surprised me for the American League. So it's on Wednesday, and then the season gets back started at the end of the week, heading into the second half of the season. So, and then we get into football closer we get. to August. I don't know when the Hall of Fame game is. It's probably the first weekend of August, I would imagine. I know they lowered the number of preseason games, I believe, by one. So I think there's one less now than there used to be. But the season still starts. Oh, can't get the whatever slip of mail is in here. They lowered it by one, so the season still starts after Labor Day, but there's one less preseason game. So, and college football doesn't have a preseason, and they'll start before Labor Day. I think Labor Day is late this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be time for the kiddies to go back to school here. Not too much longer. I know around here they finally went to before Labor Day for school, so that was good. Yeah, they were getting out so late. When my kids went to school, they were getting out almost it was almost summer when they were getting out of school. It's like, this is ridiculous, you know. And now they're out shortly after Memorial Day weekend. Come on, Hank, let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Get your... Now he's really tangled up. So, come on, let's go. But anyway, he pays more attention to stupid cars than he does walking anymore. So, anyway, they go to school now, starting earlier, about the first day of school is the 24th or something. I'm not sure exactly. It's in that time frame. So, a little over a month away. Don't even want to think about that kind of stuff. I enjoy summer too much. It goes too fast. So, but anyway, like I said, I'm not really sure how the baseball turned out. Part of me thinks the Phillies won. I think they were ahead when I was listening to it, and then I switched over to watch the soccer, I believe. So I've started watching. Netflix has some history, American history, documentary type things on. Started watching the Thomas Jefferson one last night, and got to the end. I think I was at the end of episode 2 and fell asleep, and then I woke up and it was the end of episode 4. So gonna have to go back and watch the end of the episode and watch episode 3 and into 4, because I didn't see any of that. And there's a couple others on there that interest me. So, especially it's Thai. I mean, I was just at Monticello, my wife and I, and listening to Thomas Jefferson. I did download his autobiography. I've been reading that. And it's kind of different writing style. Hard to piece some things together. But it's an interesting read. So, I don't know what else is going on. I found, just put in college football 25 last night, and I was playing, and I liked the way I was playing it last night. I was playing as an offensive coordinator, only playing the offense of my team in my dynasty that I created, and it was pretty fun. The games went pretty fast. I could play a game in 25, 30 minutes instead of regular time of over an hour and a half when you play the whole thing. So it was pretty cool. Just calling the plays, and when the drive was over, it forwarded to the next round of plays. I had a good time with that. I wish I would have. I think I saw my son playing it that way once, I think. And I never really thought about it. I've always played, like a sort of a coach mode from offense, defense, recruited everything, spent hours and hours and hours doing all that stuff. And I just decided to fire it up and just, instead of playing my normal dynasty, create one as an offensive coordinator, have the recruiting done by the game, so I don't have to mess with it, and just play games. And I played 3 of them really quick, and one of them was very good. I won on the last play of the game, and had to drive down the field. I was down by 15. No, that was the Steeler game I played. The same way, I found, I'm just behind the times, but I found that Madden 26 does the same thing. So I played a game and was down by 15 points with 4 minutes left, came back and tied it on the last play of the game, and then won it in overtime on a field goal. So that was pretty exciting. I wish I would sat down and actually figured that kind of stuff out years ago. It would have saved me some time instead of doing everything. I'm weird playing these games. I like to pitch in my baseball. I don't hit at all. I set up all the, the fielding is automatic, the base stealing is automatic, the hitting is automatic. I let the computer do it all, and I decide the pitching and substitutions. So I put in pinch hitters if I think it's necessary for both teams, or switch the pitchers out and things like that. And I kind of like doing that for both teams. So I just switch the controller back and forth and play it that way. And I've been very happy playing season after season doing that. And I enjoy just doing the offense in football. So I just call the plays and let the computer run it, and the game plays it out for me as I'm calling the plays. And that's why College Football 27 interests me, because it looks like there's a better coach mode than they've had in the past, because at least the quarterback, at least from what I've seen, tries to be at least semi do what it's supposed to do, whereas the previous versions or past versions of these 2 football games, Madden and college football, NCAA, the quarterbacks are the dumbest things on the field and act like idiots out there. So you have to kind of either make the sliders help out, or I sometimes take control of the quarterback to at least make it something that resembles football. Okay, so if the quarterback gets in trouble or something, I might take control and at least scramble around and do something, instead of stand back there and look like a dumb and get plastered into the ground by the defense. So, but now, if that college football, from what I've seen, is a true coach mode where the quarterback actually can run a read option, where it can actually scramble, where it can actually make decisions based on the call that I would provide as an offensive coordinator, that's a big step. And I hope that is what it is, and I hope that works out. And Madden has some of that. The quarterback in Madden is a little better than the ones that have been in the college football games. So the college football has always suffered from poor quarterback from the computer, and the offensive line acts like they can't block anybody. So it seems a little better this go around, but I'm not in any hurry to go out and buy the game at the moment. I'll see how it goes and how many updates there are before we're doing that. So I'll just enjoy College Football 25 and my new way of doing it, and see how it goes. I like using I play at Penn State, and I switched it over to the Alabama offense. And boy, the first game I played, it was like, wow, 40 points, and it wasn't that hard. They actually had some good plays in there. So I was pretty happy about that. But other than that, I don't know what's planned today. Probably not much. It's a Sunday, so probably a few odds and ends cleaning up inside. And I did receive my new part, or my replacement part for my sander. I was using the sander to sand something recently, and the pad came off of it that holds the sandpaper. And I'm like, oh, come on, I gotta go out and buy a new sander now. No, it's a part that I had to get, so I finally got that yesterday, and I'll replace that. So when I do get to working on my deck, when I seal it going into the fall, I can at least use that to sand it quickly and get that done. But it's too humid now to do something like that. I'll just wait till the fall, and then it'll be done going into the winter, like I always do. I always do that kind of stuff in the fall. So I don't know if I'll do the front porch that way this year. I didn't do it last year. I did it 2 years ago, so it might not need it until next year. So we'll see. But I at least got the part. I'll put it back on, and I'll be ready. I do have to go to my son's. We'll have to work it out, but he wants to replace his carpet in the living room. So I'll be working on a time frame for doing that, either toward the end of this month or sometime in August. I'll pack up the tools I have from doing floors and take it down there and hopefully get it done real quick. I mean, it shouldn't take that long. It's not that big of an area. So compared to what I did several years ago with my whole upstairs and wood floors and then the stairs and all that took quite a while. So this shouldn't be too bad to do. But other than that, that's it. I don't think there's anything else today. I'll take these guys home. I got to decide if Neeler can get a run since it rained. I don't like to get him all muddy and nasty. He looks good. Both of them had a bath a little while ago, and I don't want to get them all messed up. So, you guys, it's not as hot, so you should be happy. He enjoyed his run yesterday. Boy, he got to run a lot of times because it was not as hot. And the day before, so I like to let him run a little bit, get his energy out of him. Then he becomes a rug the rest of the day. So, well, that's it for today. And everybody enjoy the Sunday, and I'll talk to you later.